Today is Saturday, and you know what that means. We're going to go to you and celebrate what's going on in your garden. I'm also going to plant some squash like we talked about yesterday. That doesn't look like squash in your hands. No, it's turmeric. We're going to plant turmeric and a whole bunch of other really cool things as the season progresses. And I hope you join me for that. Although today is Saturday, and it's dedicated to you and what's going on in your garden. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of our friends. Art moved and has to start over this year. Strawberries are the first thing on the list. Exciting times, Art. Thank you. Bear missed a year of planting, but is itching to get his award-winning okra in the ground. He even dropped an okra seed next to his first squash, it looks like. The tomatoes are going to go in today or tomorrow. Thank you, Bear. We're glad to see you back in the garden. Patrice was very successful in her small greenhouse over the winter. And with Autumn's help, harvesting carrots, they'll be planting a bunch over the next couple weeks. Autumn knows we do this because it tastes great. And after having that carrot, she had to go check to see if there was any more. This is simply wonderful, thank you. Those were terrific. And that's why we do it, because it tastes great. Now, if you'd like to become a member of this small group of people that like to get their hands dirty and grow things that taste great, all you gotta do is send a picture in once in a while. And yes, I'm gonna plant some squash. And I actually started with butternut, because that's one of my favorite things out of the garden. I didn't know I liked turnips. I didn't know I liked butternut squash, but I like them both a lot. So we're gonna grow as much as we can. Now I'm gonna separate these a little bit because I get in trouble when I put plants too close together. But I'm also gonna go ahead and start my summer squash patch up here. Now our zucchini, we went ahead and bought seed for that. I never let them get that big, although you've seen some pretty big ones. You got to really let those go a long ways before you can get viable seeds off your zucchini. But the butternut, they're really easy. So we got a bunch of seed here. And you know what that means when I got a bunch of seed? Probably going to plant more than one in the hole, because I want to see what's going to germinate. And with the life in the soil underneath this deep mulch, I'm convinced each one of these holes can support several plants. Just like out in the prairie, all those plants are shoulder to shoulder, all those roots are in the ground, and they all keep growing because of the life in the soil. Unfortunately, we're not even to the 15th of April, so I am gambling that we're not going to get any more frost. I'm pretty sure this year we're safe, but you never know. So I'm only going to plant 3 hills, and we got some starts going. If for some reason we lose it all, we'll just replant. But this will give us a good opportunity to see which does better, seeds or starts. Well, I go ahead and give these a drink. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more of our friends. They've been viewers for a while, but these are new submissions. These are awesome. Howard spread wine cap spores all over his deep mulch garden. And check out the extra harvest he gets even between planting. Excellent idea. Thank you for sharing, Howard. Delphina wanted to show what is possible in a small area with containers. Overwintering the peppers allows her to be able to pick that first fruit almost immediately. This is wonderful. Carrots, cabbage, potatoes. Thank you for the ideas. Those are great. Please hit the like button. Let everybody know just how much you appreciate them sharing what's going on in their garden. All right, well, I got these good and watered in. Stuff we planted yesterday. Let's go ahead and get some squash in. Planting the seeds are just like you plant seeds in your regular garden, kinda. Pull your mulch back, and I like to do roost out, except with these bigger seeds, I like to put just a little covering over them. I'm just gonna stick my finger in the ground a little bit. Put one in each dent. Cover that over. Just a light little bit of mulch. Move on. That's how easy it is. While I get the rest of these seeds in, let's take a look at what Walter's doing in his garden. Walter is preparing a spring planting. Lucy gets to pick a treat for helping guard the garden all winter long. Lucy is a hard-working dog. Walter went ahead and marked his potatoes with the cages. This way he can go ahead and plant, and when he goes to harvest the potatoes, not disturb his neighbors. That is an excellent idea, Walter. Thank you for sharing that. Walter, as always, thank you. We can't wait to see how your garden grows this year. Got a yellow zucchini in. Let's get a couple more hills of green zucchini in. And there you go. The first squash patch is put in. Let's go ahead and get some of this turmeric in. This is kind of out of the way. They're not going to get stepped on before they germinate. Of course, they won't get stepped on after they germinate. They get pretty good size. So just like everything else, we're just going to pull that mulch out of the way down the soil. And this right here on the back side of this compost bin, it's wonderful soil. Check this out. And I know I just keep raving about this soil, but I just pulled that back. I didn't even stick the pitchfork in there. And look at that. You can crumple it up, but it breaks right apart. It's got mycorrhizal fungi in here. We got worms. This is just teeming with the life that we need to make our plants healthy. And these being sort of tropical, I know this little area gets quite a bit more than 6 hours of sunlight. So we're just gonna go ahead and have a nice little tropical patch. And this soil is so loose, I can just set those down in and push them a little bit, and they're deep enough. There you go. Turmeric is in. And this stuff pushes up pretty good too, so we can mulch this a little heavier. Keep that moisture in there. So what do you think? You want to take a look underneath the cardboard, see if we got any carrots germinating yet? We definitely have wasps out here. But just look at the worms. That is wonderful. Let's just take a little bit, but you can see how moist this soil is by keeping the cardboard on it. I'm thinking we got another 2 or 3 days before we even have to worry about it. Thing is though, once they start germinating, you do want to get the cardboard off of them so they can go ahead and grow. The forecast was wind today. It is springtime. We are going to have some storms coming through, which is wonderful. April showers bring May flowers, even though we got some April flowers already. You can do this too. And I invite you to become a member of this community. I guarantee you all other gardeners would love to see what you're doing in your garden. After all, this is where we get ideas. This is where we get motivation. This is where we get inspiration. Take a look at Mike and Linda's perennials. The blackberries, the artichokes, they are strong and healthy. And look at those cabbages. Chow chow, slaw, kraut, I guess all. Mike, Linda, you plant your squash the way I do. That bed is going to be overflowing before you know it. Thanks for the inspiration. And can you guess what we're planting tomorrow? Well, you'll have to come by to see that. And I hope you are planting along with me. This is what makes it fun. And until next time, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.